Demari, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be doing the weekly tarot reading for the sign of Cancer. Please keep in mind, it is a general reading, so it may not apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this week's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus signs. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs, and see which video's title resonates for you most. Now, when it comes to the spread, I'll be pulling one card from each of the 3 oracle decks that I have here. So we'll get the key theme of the week using the Quantum Oracle. We'll get some divine messages, divine guidance using the Moonology deck. And then we'll get some messages from your higher self. Anything that your higher self wishes to communicate at this time using the Work Your Light deck. When it comes to the tarot, I'll be using the Intuitive and clarifying with the Rider Waite. So, Cancer, let's see what's in store for you for the week of the 18th to the 24th of January 2021. So just while I'm shuffling your cards again, I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means a lot to have your continued support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next set of readings goes up on the channel. If you'd like a personal reading, you can find the information in the description box below. So Cancer, the first card out you have from the Quantum Oracle is Family, Friends, and Guides in reverse. Okay. So Cancer, to be honest, what I felt as soon as I saw this card is that you've been trying to do way too much alone, right? I feel like, Cancerians, speaking as a Cancerian myself, I know I'm guilty of this as well. And it's not a bad thing at all. It's a very sweet thing about Cancerians, that we do have a little bit of a hero complex, and it's more from the kind of, maternal instinct, right? That we want to help others, save others from themselves, help them work through whatever challenges. But then whenever we need help, right, and support and assistance, we feel like we have to shoulder the burden alone, right? But that's not the case. That's not the case at all. And this is what, Spirit is trying to remind us, that, we need support sometimes as well, It's kind of like, what I love, kind of saying that's been going around a lot these days, check on your strong friends, and I definitely get that for Cancers. People need to check up on Cancers right now, because generally you guys tend to shoulder things alone, right? You tend to just keep your own issues to yourself and just feel like, yeah, I have to deal with this alone, but that's not the case, right? So do reach out when you need that assistance. You have close family members, you have friends, you have spirit guides that are all open, that are waiting to support you, to listen to you, right? There is, there's help available, so don't feel like you have to do everything by yourself all the time. Okay. All right, so let's see what the Moonology deck has to say, if it wants to shuffle again. Let's see what divine guidance we can give you. So Spirit, what does Cancer need to know this week? What's going to help them open up and communicate what they need to discuss? What will help Cancer at this time with the situations they are navigating? Awesome. So Cancer, what you need to know here is that the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. So this is your opposing sign's energy, right, Capricorn? And I feel like, you need to know that whatever challenges you've been facing, the hardships you've experienced recently, it is coming to an end. You've done a lot of inner work, a lot of introspection, a lot of karma balancing, repaying karmic debt, breaking ancestral karma, all of that stuff, right? Making a lot of changes in your life. And I feel like it's important that you know that whatever hardships, like I said, burdens, challenges, or painful situations you've navigated, all of that is coming to an end. Amazing. All right, so let's see what your higher self wants to communicate to you at this time. So what is it that the higher self wants to communicate to Cancer? What does their higher self want to relay to them in terms of messages, support, or guidance? What does Cancer's higher self want to communicate? Okay. So what you have here is get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. I mean, Cancer, this is perfect, right? Because you guys generally tend to be highly sensitive people, empaths, very psychic, very spiritual, very intuitive. So because of that, you're taking on a lot of energy from the collective, as well as working through your own, you know, healing and processes, right? So it's important that you do ground yourself on a regular basis, okay? Nature is a perfect way to do that. Spending time in close proximity to natural surroundings, like say a woods, a beach, mountain ranges, even if it's just a park, a small local park, do it, right? Because even if you're in lockdown, you can still go out and go for walks, right? So that's going to be really important. Spend some time in nature where possible. Or if you have like plants in your house, get more of them, you know, whatever's going to help you on that level. Because I feel like, you know, you do have a very deep connection with nature. So it's important that you are maintaining your relationship with nature to help you ground your energy, okay? Especially because you are doing a lot of work in the astral. All right. So let's go over to the tarot messages now. So yeah, the universe is trying to be a mother to you at the moment because you need it. Because you're constantly being a mother to everyone else. So it's important that you allow that maternal support and love, unconditional love, to be brought into your life as well, right? Be open to receiving it, Cancer. You need it as well, and you are deserving of it, okay? Yeah. Ooh, okay, these are powerful energies. I'm not surprised these two came up, though, in terms of the major arcana, but we'll get to it in just a mo. But yeah, definitely need to open yourself up to divine support as well, Cancer. Like, you have so much of it available to you, it's not even funny, so do accept that support, okay? You're not an island, you don't have to do everything by yourself, okay? That's not the purpose of why you're here, okay? So I'm just moving it up a little bit, that may be a bit too high. I know I'm a bit pedantic with this, I think that's my Virgo placement coming out, but you know, I just like it to be organized and so you can see it as well. Okay, that should be all right. So, first card out is the High Priestess. So this is Pisces energy, but you can very much associate that with Cancerian energy as well. So I feel like this is you kind of being led by your intuition. I feel like your intuition is very much on point, but I do feel like it would be even sharper if you opened yourself up to those ascendant energies that are coming in and to that divine support and assistance and healing that's available to you, right? So you need to open up a little bit more, you know, spiritually, energetically, and emotionally, because you have so much support available. It's not even funny, but you're not necessarily seeing it, and you're definitely not vocalizing where you need that assistance, okay? So do. Next card out is the Seven of Wands in reverse. So that's fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. Again, being open, right? Being open to these changes, to new possibilities. You're not fighting a war, Cancer. I mean, not right now anyway, you know. You may feel like you've been just waging a war against everything and everyone. Not waging a war, that's the wrong word. I mean, you may feel like you've had to stand up for yourself and defend yourself at every turn, right? But that's no longer going to be the case, right? So I feel like once you start seeing these things, these hardships be removed from your life, you may feel a little bit confused because you're there in your defensive pose, ready to swing the sword, but there's nothing approaching you at this time. So you're like, wait, what? Where's the shitstorm gone? You know, it's like that. So don't be defensive either, okay? Because there is a lot of support coming in, and I feel like you don't have to stand your ground and fight every battle, okay? Because the battle that you were facing You've won, okay? And that's closing out. So you don't need to be defensive. You don't need to be guarded. You need to actually start opening up again. Next card out is the Magician. So Virgo energy. Yeah, I'm not surprised this card is here, because this is all about you taking everything that you've learned, all your experience, all your wisdom, all the tools that you have, all the skills that you have, the resources that you have, to manifest new beginnings, changes, positive changes in your life. You're doing it without even potentially realizing it, right? You're doing it consciously, but you're also doing it unconsciously as well. And I feel like that's another reason why you also need to spend time in, recuperating in nature and grounding your energy, because you're doing, like I said, a lot of work in the astral, so you need that time to recharge. Next card out is Six of Pentacles in reverse. Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, I feel like this is it. It's all about equal give and take. It's about balancing the scales again, because you give so much, Cancer. It's not even funny. You give so much and you ask for very little in return. But it's about time that, you become a little bit more demanding, because you do give so much, and I think it's not like what you need at this time is not a big ask, right? It really isn't. All you need is a bit of support and understanding, right? And just for someone else to kind of make a little bit more effort, your way as well. It's not a big ask, so that's fine. Next card out is Six of Cups. So we got two sixes back to back. So yeah, the numbers 6, 66 and 666 are going to be very prominent for you at this time, I feel. If you do keep seeing those numbers repeating in your reality, I recommend checking now in terms of the numerology. It's a very ascendant number. That's talking about doing the work in the astral and making huge changes in your physical reality, right? So yeah, it just confirms that, basically. Yeah. Right, I feel like the energy is going to shift dramatically for you, right? You're going to start feeling it this week for sure, because, yeah, we have the closing of the cycle. It's like the wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. So the energy is going to get lighter, the general vibe around you is going to get lighter. Everything's not going to feel like an uphill battle anymore, right? It's going to feel like things are starting to flow again. And because you easily get into that cosmic flow and the flow of life, you're going to feel that within yourself as well. So that's awesome. And the last card out is the Five of Wands. Yeah. So I feel like that's another reason why you need some time in nature to ground yourself, because you may have been getting into some disagreements or confrontations. You may have felt very conflicted at times as well with regards to how things are unfolding for you. That's why you need that time in nature. That's why you need that time out to ground your energy, so that you can get that sense of clarity again, and so that all the parts of yourself are singing from the same hymn sheet. There's not that disarray or disorder or chaos within you, because that will create chaos outside of you as well. Okay, so definitely need to ground that energy. All right, so let's go to the clarifications now. I feel like your reading is pretty straightforward. I think it's very clear on what needs to take place at this time, which is good. And I feel like those of you who definitely feel this, you'll know what is needed. You'll just feel that you need that time to recuperate, that time out to ground your energy. You're probably feeling very exhausted at this point as well, because there's been a lot going on in terms of just the energies that are coming through it right now. And like I said, you're not just experiencing it on an individual level, you're experiencing the energy of the collective as well. So it's a lot to process. Yeah, you definitely need time for yourself. Okay. I feel like it's kind of similar to Libra's reading. I did Libra's reading just a moment ago, And they did have strong Cancerian energy showing up in their reading. So if you have like a strong Libra placement, do check that out as well, because that could be relevant to you. It's a kind of a similar kind of reading, you know, the energy is very similar, going through that kind of introspection. So clarifying the High Priestess, you have the Hermit, so more Virgo energy, and you have the Seven of Cups in reverse, water energy. So yeah, I feel like you are processing, you are healing, recuperating. You've been doing a lot of shadow work as well. You know, a lot of energetic clearing out as well. You're clearing out a lot of baggage right now. It's like, oh, this doesn't serve me anymore. Let me just release that. Oh, this is finished. This is no longer relevant to, you know, my current timeline. Let me just let that go. You know, you're really taking stock of what is needed and what isn't, right? And I feel like you're basically being a therapist to yourself at this time is what I feel, which is great, and that's fine. It's good that you're doing the inner work. And I feel like that is helping you to dispel any illusions that you have or anything that's negative that you tell yourself based on what you've experienced in the past, especially when it comes to certain connections that you have, right? But I feel like now would be a good time to start communicating with people and expressing what you feel needs to be expressed, and definitely reach out for a little bit of support, because I feel like that will go a long way as well. Clarifying the Seven of Wands in reverse, you have the Eight of Wands in reverse. We have a bit of a run there, and 10 of Wands. So lots of fire energy in the same position. Yeah, lots of processing. All of those burdens, those challenges, where you felt like things were holding you back from your progress, you know, from progressing, things that are holding you back from accomplishing whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it is that you feel is aligned to your true path. I feel like you're dropping a lot of that, right? Because again, this cycle is closing out. You've been doing the work, you've been taking stock. You're not holding on to what doesn't serve you anymore. So that's very good. So you're almost there. This is showing you like you're really close to letting all of that go, right? And then that's when, boom, things start to really open up for you. So you're doing well, Cancer. Clarifying the Magician, you have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So here's that Libra energy I was telling you about. Definitely check out the Libra reading if you have Libra strongly in your chart. And you also have the King of Wands in reverse. So that's specifically, I mean, I always refer to this as Leo, to be honest, but it's actually Aries energy. So you could have either of those placements in your chart, Libra or Aries, or you could be dealing with those signs, right? But yeah, I get a sense that what you are manifesting on some level as well is a change, right? A significant change. I feel like what you're trying to do is sever ties from people that are not aligned with where you're headed, that are not aligned with your energy, that don't share the same core values, that are not willing to reciprocate, you know, from a fair place, you know, that equal give and take, as I was saying. You know, anyone that basically isn't playing ball and playing fair, I feel like you are severing those connections so that you can free up space for those who are, right? That are willing to play fair, that are willing to put the work in, that are willing to, you know, at least consider your perspective and your feelings, right? So I definitely get a sense that there may be a significant pairing here, a relationship that's coming to an end, or if this relationship has already ended, possibly with either an air sign or a fire sign, possibly a Libra or an Aries. I feel like this is kind of energetically you're cutting the cord, you know, you're terminating the soul contract so that you are open and available to new beginnings, right? Clarifying the Six of Pentacles in reverse, you have the Seven of Swords, and you have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So you see we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands in the same spread, both in reverse. So this was definitely a soul contract, right? This was a soul pairing. And I feel like the reason you are terminating the contract is because things were very imbalanced. You were both triggering each other from a very egocentric place. And it's not that you didn't have the best intentions or this person didn't have good intentions. They could be a Leo even with that energy, or have significant Leo placements, or you could have significant Leo placements. But there was something very deceptive here about the connection. I feel like you weren't on the same page, and you're coming to realize that you both looked at the connection very differently. You both had different ideas of where things would be headed and what you wanted for the relationship. That's why things kind of came to a head when they did, or are coming to a head. And I feel like now you're just kind of done with this. You're done with imbalance. You're done with, possibly player energy, or people that are just not as committed, that aren't as invested as you are, right? So you're kind of just done with it. You're done with any deception or deceitful energy, and you're just ready to put it behind you. But you also have to remember that just because you dealt with people, possibly not just one person here that was kind of in that energy, does not mean everyone in your life is like that. So that's why it's important that you don't just kind of pull away from everyone in your life, because you're going to need those connections, okay? So it's important that you don't lose perspective on who's really there for you and who isn't, Cancer. Clarifying the Six of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the Three of Swords in reverse. So this is specifically, I think, Capricorn energy, the Queen of Pentacles, right? But yeah, I feel like this is essentially you. Yeah, essentially you coming back to yourself, knowing that this cycle that you've been navigating is coming to an end. Things are drawing to a close, and you are replenishing yourself. You are refilling your own cup, possibly for the first time in a very long time, right? Rather than worrying about everyone else and trying to fill everyone else's cup, you are pouring back into yourself. You're realizing where perhaps you've been neglecting yourself because of these heartaches, pains, painful situations, difficult circumstances that you were navigating. You realize where perhaps you were neglecting your own needs, right? But you're not doing that anymore. You're changing that. You're turning that around, and that's what's also helping to open the door to new possibilities in your life, rather than the repeat of same cycles, because you possibly for the first time ever, Cancer, put yourself first. That's what you're doing right now. You're now putting yourself first, which is amazing. And then finally, clarifying the Five of Wands, you have the Strength card, Leo energy. So you could very well have Leo in your chart or be dealing with one. And you have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this is it. This is you mustering the courage after a period of intense shadow work, of really just kind of taking stock of everything that's been unfolding in your life. You know, also not just purging, your own, sort of burdens and emotional baggage and the wounds and traumas that you experienced in the past. You're also doing a lot of purging for the collective, as I said. And the reason for that is because you can, because you have that inner strength, because you are one of those people that do shoulder the burdens of the world, generally, right? But you're doing a lot of releasing on that level, and I feel like you're understanding that, yes, certain partnerships aren't meant to be lifelong. Certain connections don't withstand the test of time because they serve as lessons. There's a purpose within that, right? So rather than going for round after round with these people, it's better to just know that, okay, it served its purpose. I've learned my lesson. I have that understanding, and, I know what is needed at this time. So I'm just gonna, take a deep breath and let it go, right? Rather than engaging in the same conflicts. And also getting very clear on your energy, rather than it being kind of fragmented and being conflicted. It's about getting very clear on what needs to happen, mustering up the courage to do it, and moving on, essentially. So yeah, Cancer, like a lot to process there, but I feel like you're definitely going in the right direction by putting your needs first, by really only taking forward what serves you. So you're making significant progress, so you should be proud of how far you've come. I really hope this does resonate for you. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget the notifications bell. And yeah, just essentially keep going, you know. Do be open to that support, as I said, that's available to you. You don't have to do all of this on your own, okay? So sending you guys lots of love, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.